Hello everyone, Dr. Alan Mandel here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. Listen carefully, bre and tree so ye free spark fixtree hey tree because the foods I'm about to share with you were written about thousands of years ago, long before modern medicine existed. Yet today science is confirming what ancient wisdom already knew. These biblical superfoods can help reduce inflammation, support your heart, strengthen your immune system, and improve your overall health naturally. And the best part? Most of these foods are simple, affordable, and easy to add to your daily routine. Let's get started. For thousands of years, long before laboratories, microscopes, and modern hospitals existed, ancient civilizations relied on simple foods that grew from the earth. And what is truly astonishing today is that modern science is finally confirming the power hidden inside those everyday ingredients. Researchers across the world are now discovering that many of the foods described in ancient traditions contain compounds so potent that they can influence inflammation, blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and even the way our cells age. This is not mythology and it is not superstition. It is biology, chemistry, and physiology working together in ways that are both measurable and deeply transformative. Scientists have repeatedly shown that chronic inflammation is one of the root causes of the world's deadliest diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and certain cancers. And yet something as simple as changing the foods on your plate can dramatically shift this inflammatory response inside your body. Imagine that for a moment. The difference between disease and vitality may begin not in a pharmacy, but in your kitchen. One of the most powerful examples is olive oil, a golden liquid that has been used for nourishment and healing for thousands of years. And today researchers know that extra virgin olive oil is loaded with polyphenols, natural compounds that act like microscopic bodyguards, protecting your blood vessels from damage and reducing the silent inflammation that slowly hardens arteries over time. In large population studies, people who regularly consume olive oil have significantly lower rates of heart disease and stroke, and some research has shown reductions in cardiovascular risk of up to 30%, a number so large that it rivals the effect of certain medications. That is not a small benefit. That is a life-saving difference measured across entire populations. Now consider garlic, a humble bulb with a strong smell that many people overlook, yet inside that single clove is a sulfur compound called allicin, which has been shown to help relax blood vessels, reduce blood pressure, and fight harmful bacteria and viruses. Clinical studies have demonstrated that regular garlic consumption can lower systolic blood pressure by several points, and even a modest drop in blood pressure can translate into a significantly lower risk of heart attack or stroke over time. What makes this even more remarkable is that garlic does not just target one system in the body. It supports immunity, circulation, and metabolic health all at once, acting like a natural multi-tool for your physiology. Then there are lentils, small and inexpensive, yet packed with plant protein, fiber, iron, and essential minerals that help stabilize blood sugar and support energy production. Scientists have found that diets rich in fiber can reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes and improve cholesterol levels, and lentils are among the most concentrated natural sources of soluble fiber available. When soluble fiber enters your digestive tract, it forms a gel-like substance that slows the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, preventing the dangerous spikes and crashes that strain your pancreas and leave you feeling exhausted. Over months and years, that steady blood sugar control can protect your nerves, your kidneys, and your heart. And then there is honey, one of nature's oldest natural remedies, used for centuries to soothe wounds and infections, and modern laboratory tests have confirmed that raw honey contains antimicrobial compounds capable of inhibiting the growth of harmful bacteria. Hospitals in some parts of the world now use medical-grade honey to help heal stubborn wounds that resist conventional treatment because the natural enzymes in honey create an environment where bacteria struggle to survive. This is not folklore. It is scary, hendofer, heniosi, henshinter, hendote, hendurichi. It is clinical practice backed by evidence. Even fruits like pomegranates with their deep red seeds have captured the attention of researchers due to their exceptionally high antioxidant content. Antioxidants neutralize unstable molecules called free radicals, which can damage cells and accelerate aging, and studies have shown that pomegranate compounds can improve blood flow and reduce oxidative stress in the arteries. Improved circulation means more oxygen reaching your brain, your muscles, and your vital organs, supporting mental clarity and physical endurance as you grow older. What is truly shocking is that many people spend years searching for expensive supplements while ignoring the simple foods that have been protecting human health for generations. In communities where traditional diets rich in whole foods are still followed, rates of chronic disease are often dramatically lower than in regions dominated by processed and ultra-refined meals. Researchers studying longevity hotspots around the world have consistently found one common factor: diets filled with natural, minimally processed foods that supply the body with steady nourishment instead of chemical overload. The human body is not designed to thrive on artificial additives and excessive sugar, and when those substances become daily staples, inflammation rises, energy drops, and organs begin to wear down faster than they should. But when natural foods rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants become the foundation of your diet, the body responds with improved resilience, stronger immunity, and more efficient repair of damaged tissues. Every single bite you take sends signals to your cells telling them whether to build health or accelerate decline. That means your meals are not just feeding your hunger, they are programming your biology. The most powerful realization is this: health is not determined by one dramatic change, but by small, consistent choices repeated day after day. A drizzle of olive oil instead of processed fat, a serving of lentils instead of refined carbohydrates, a clove of garlic added to your dinner, yistir, 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 yitshi, yutshi, yinstir. These simple actions accumulate over time, quietly shaping the condition of your heart, your brain, and your immune system. Scientists now estimate that lifestyle factors, especially diet, account for a significant portion of preventable disease worldwide, meaning millions of illnesses could be avoided through better nutrition alone. That is a staggering thought because it places extraordinary power directly into your hands. You do not need to wait for a crisis to take control of your health, and you do not need expensive treatments to begin protecting your body. The transformation can start with the very next meal you prepare. When you choose foods that nourish your cells and calm inflammation, you are investing in a future where your body remains strong, your mind stays sharp, and your energy carries you through the years ahead. And the most encouraging truth of all is that this wisdom is not new. It is ni, no, pri, sir, chur. It has been quietly guiding human survival for centuries, waiting for modern science to finally reveal just how powerful it truly is. What if the secret to living longer, feeling stronger, and avoiding disease is not hidden in a miracle pill, but in the small choices you make every single day, choices so simple that most people overlook them until their health begins to fail? Modern medicine has made incredible advances, yet scientists now agree on one powerful truth: the majority of chronic diseases do not appear overnight. They are built slowly, silently, through daily habits repeated thousands of times. Heart disease, the leading cause of death worldwide, often begins decades before the first symptom appears. As cholesterol gradually accumulates in the arteries, inflammation quietly damages blood vessels, and blood pressure slowly rises without warning. The frightening part is that many people feel completely normal while this damage is happening inside them because the body can compensate for years before it finally reaches a breaking point. But the hopeful news is that the same daily repetition that builds disease can also build health, and research consistently shows that consistent dietary habits can dramatically reduce the risk of illness and extend lifespan. In large population studies following tens of thousands of people over many years, those who regularly consumed nutrient-dense whole foods had significantly lower rates of heart attacks, strokes, and metabolic disorders compared to those who relied heavily on processed foods. This is not about perfection, and it is not about drastic diets. It is about steady, reliable patterns that support the body day after day. Consider something as simple as eating fiber-rich foods regularly, because fiber is not just about digestion. It acts like a natural broom inside your bloodstream, helping remove excess cholesterol before it can settle into artery walls. Studies have shown that people who increase their daily fiber intake can reduce LDL cholesterol levels by measurable amounts within weeks, and even small reductions in cholesterol can translate into a meaningful decrease in the risk of cardiovascular events over time. That means the bowl of lentils or beans you eat today is not just a meal. It is a protective action for your future heart. Now think about blood sugar, one of the most powerful drivers of aging and disease when it remains uncontrolled. Every time you consume refined carbohydrates without balancing them with protein or fiber, your blood sugar rises rapidly, forcing your pancreas to release insulin in large amounts. Over months and years, this constant demand can exhaust the pancreas, leading to insulin resistance, weight gain, and eventually type 2 diabetes. But when you consistently choose foods that release energy slowly, such as whole grains, legumes, and natural sources of healthy fats, your blood sugar remains stable, your energy stays steady, and your risk of metabolic disease drops dramatically. Researchers have found that stable blood sugar levels are strongly associated with better brain health, improved mood, and a lower likelihood of cognitive decline later in life. That means the meals you eat in your 30s and 40s can influence the clarity of your thinking decades later. Then there is the role of healthy fats, especially those found in foods like fish, nuts, and seeds, which contain omega-3 fatty acids known to reduce inflammation throughout the body. Chronic inflammation is often called the silent killer because it quietly damages tissues and organs without obvious symptoms until serious disease appears. Scientific studies have shown that people who consume omega-3 rich foods several times per week have a lower risk of heart disease and improved markers of brain health. In some clinical trials, regular intake of these fats has been associated with better memory performance and reduced symptoms of depression. Imagine that that's a simple habit repeated weekly can influence not only your physical health but also your emotional well-being. Hydration is another daily behavior that seems ordinary but carries extraordinary consequences. Even mild dehydration can affect concentration, increase fatigue, and place stress on the kidneys, yet many people underestimate how much fluid their bodies truly need. Research indicates that proper hydration supports circulation, helps regulate body temperature, and assists the body in removing waste products through urine and sweat. Over time, consistent hydration can reduce the risk of kidney stones, urinary tract problems, and even certain types of headaches. These benefits do not come from a single glass of water, but from the steady rhythm of drinking enough fluids every day. Sleep, too, is deeply connected to daily nutrition and habits because the body performs critical repair processes while you rest. During sleep, hormones regulate appetite, immune cells strengthen their defenses, and damaged tissues begin to heal. Studies have shown that people who maintain healthy eating patterns are more likely to experience deeper, more restorative sleep, which in turn supports better metabolism and stronger immunity. This creates a powerful cycle where good habits reinforce one another, building resilience over time. The most remarkable discovery in modern health science is the concept of cumulative effect, the idea that small actions repeated consistently produce outcomes far greater than any single effort. A single healthy meal will not transform your health overnight, just as one unhealthy snack will not destroy it, but the pattern you follow over months and years will determine the direction of your well-being. Think of your body as a bank account where every nutritious choice is a deposit and every harmful habit is a withdrawal. The balance grows slowly, almost invisibly, until one day the results become impossible to ignore. People who reach advanced age with strong hearts, clear minds, and active bodies often share one common trait. They built their health gradually through daily routines that seemed ordinary at the time. They walked regularly, ate balanced meals, stayed hydrated, and prioritized sleep, not because they expected instant rewards, but because they understood the power of consistency. The truth is both simple and profound. Your future health is being shaped right now by the habits you repeat today. Every meal, every snack, every glass of water is a message to your body, telling it whether to repair itself or slowly break down. The encouraging part is that you do not need to wait for a diagnosis or a health scare to begin making changes. The path to longevity is not paved with extreme measures, but with steady, manageable choices that you can sustain for the rest of your life. And when those choices become part of your daily routine, they create a protective shield around your body, reducing the likelihood of disease and allowing you to live with energy, strength, and independence for for many years to come. For centuries, physicians and scientists have repeated a phrase that sounds simple but carries extraordinary power: food can be medicine, and medicine can be food. Yet in today's modern world, many people have forgotten just how deeply what you eat shapes the destiny of your body. Every second, trillions of cells inside you are working, repairing, defending, and rebuilding tissues, and those cells depend entirely on the nutrients you provide through your daily meals. When the body receives the right nutrients consistently, it strengthens its defenses, reduces inflammation, and repairs damage before it becomes disease. But when the body is deprived of those nutrients or flooded with harmful substances, the same cells begin to malfunction, leading to fatigue, illness, and premature aging. Scientists now estimate that poor diet is responsible for millions of deaths each year worldwide, surpassing even smoking in some regions as a leading risk factor for chronic disease, which means the fork in your hand may be more powerful than you ever imagined. One of the most striking discoveries in modern nutrition science is the role of inflammation, a biological response designed to protect you from injury and infection. Yet when inflammation becomes chronic, it quietly damages arteries, joints, organs, and even the brain. Researchers have linked chronic inflammation to conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, Alzheimer's disease, and certain cancers. And what is most alarming is that this destructive process often begins silently, without pain or warning signs. However, studies have shown that certain foods contain natural anti-inflammatory compounds capable of calming this internal fire, protecting tissues, and slowing the progression of disease. Fruits and vegetables rich in antioxidants, for example, supply vitamins and plant chemicals that neutralize free radicals, unstable molecules that attack cells, and accelerate aging. Scientists have measured how diets high in antioxidant-rich foods can lower markers of oxidative stress in the bloodstream, reducing the wear and tear on vital organs and improving long-term health outcomes. Fiber is another powerful component of food that acts like a natural medicine inside the digestive system, feeding beneficial bacteria in the gut and helping regulate metabolism. The human gut contains trillions of microorganisms that influence immunity, mood, and even body weight, and researchers have discovered that diets rich in fiber promote a diverse and balanced microbiome, while diets high in processed foods can disrupt this delicate ecosystem. When the microbiome is healthy, the immune system becomes stronger, inflammation decreases, and the body becomes more efficient at absorbing nutrients from food. This is why individuals who consistently consume whole grains, legumes, fruits, and vegetables often experience better digestion, stronger immunity, and a lower risk of chronic illness. Another remarkable aspect of food as medicine is its ability to influence blood pressure and cardiovascular health. Excess sodium, unhealthy fats, and refined sugars can cause blood vessels to stiffen and narrow, increasing the risk of heart attack and stroke, yet foods rich in potassium, magnesium, and healthy fats help relax blood vessels and improve circulation. Clinical trials have demonstrated that dietary patterns emphasizing whole, nutrient-dense foods can significantly reduce blood pressure within weeks, sometimes achieving results comparable to medication in certain individuals. That does not mean food replaces medical treatment, but it highlights the powerful role nutrition plays in supporting the body's natural healing mechanisms. Blood sugar control is another area where food acts as a powerful therapeutic tool. When you consume meals high in refined carbohydrates, your blood sugar rises rapidly, forcing the pancreas to release large amounts of insulin to bring it back down. Over time, repeated spikes in blood sugar can lead to insulin resistance, a condition that increases the risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and nerve damage. However, diets rich in fiber, protein, and healthy fats slow the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream, stabilizing energy levels and protecting the pancreas from overwork. Researchers have found that individuals who maintain stable blood sugar levels are less likely to develop metabolic disorders and more likely to maintain healthy body weight over the long term. The impact of food on brain health is equally profound because the brain requires a constant supply of nutrients to maintain memory, focus, and emotional balance. Omega-3 fatty acids found in certain foods play a critical role in building brain cell membranes and reducing inflammation in the nervous system. Studies have shown that adequate intake of these nutrients is associated with improved cognitive function and a lower risk of depression and age-related cognitive decline. This means that the meals you eat today may influence how clearly you think and remember years from now. Even the immune system, your body's primary defense against infection, depends heavily on the quality of your diet. Vitamins such as A, C, D, and minerals like zinc and selenium support the production of immune cells and antibodies, enabling the body to respond quickly to invading pathogens. Research has demonstrated that individuals who consume nutrient-rich diets are less likely to experience severe infections and recover more quickly when illness occurs. The most powerful truth about food as medicine is that its effects are cumulative, building slowly but steadily over time. A single healthy meal will not cure disease, just as one unhealthy meal will not cause it. But the pattern you follow day after day determines whether your body becomes stronger or weaker with age. Think of nutrition as a daily prescription written by you, filled not at a pharmacy but in your kitchen, where each ingredient becomes part of the therapy that supports your health. This perspective transforms eating from a routine activity into a deliberate act of self-care, where every choice carries meaning and consequence. Modern science continues to uncover new evidence confirming that consistent healthy eating patterns reduce the risk of chronic disease, extend lifespan, and improve quality of life. Populations that follow balanced diets rich in natural foods often experience lower rates of obesity, heart disease, and certain cancers compared to populations consuming highly processed diets. These findings reinforce a simple yet profound message. The body has an incredible capacity to heal and protect itself when given the right tools. Those tools are not exotic or complicated. They're O and D, winter, bundi, winti. They are the everyday foods that nourish your cells, strengthen your organs, and sustain your energy. When you view food as medicine and commit to using it wisely, you create a powerful foundation for lifelong health, resilience, and vitality, proving that the path to wellness is built one meal at a time. Esther, Wensi, Boresi,